Your life may feel like a storm of confusion, but God specializes in bringing order out of chaos. And when we look at the journey of life through the lens of faith, we begin to realize that every storm, every setback, every overwhelming moment that shakes our soul is not without purpose, but rather a carefully arranged part of a divine plan that only God fully understands. Because as humans, we often see only fragments. We see pieces scattered around us, broken dreams, unanswered prayers, failed relationships, struggles that seem endless, nights of restlessness, mornings of despair. But God sees the entire picture. He sees the beginning and the end, and within what feels to us like confusion and disorder, He is designing direction and destiny. And this is where true faith begins, because faith is not built in times of ease. When everything is smooth, faith is not strengthened in moments of clarity when answers are obvious. Faith grows in the storm. Faith deepens in confusion. Faith matures when you feel surrounded by questions without answers, because it is in those very moments that God is calling you to trust Him beyond what you see, to rely on Him beyond what you understand, and to believe that His wisdom is higher than your own reasoning and His plan is better than your own desires. And while the human heart often craves control, God teaches us surrender. While the human mind often demands answers, God teaches us patience. While the human soul often wants comfort, God teaches us growth through discomfort. And it is only when we accept that God is the one bringing order out of chaos that we find peace even when the storm is still raging. Because peace is not the absence of problems, it is the presence of trust in God's power. Peace is not when the storm ends, but when you believe the storm itself is under His command, because He has the authority to say to the storm, "Be still," and it obeys. And He has the authority to reshape the scattered pieces of your life into something beautiful and meaningful, something you could not have designed yourself. So if today you feel like your life is in disarray, if you feel like your struggles are breaking you, if you feel lost in a maze of difficulties, know this: God has not abandoned you. He has not forgotten you. He has not overlooked you. Rather, He is nearer to you in the storm than you realize. He is holding your heart in His care. He is shaping your journey in a way that may not make sense now, but will one day be revealed to you as a masterpiece of divine wisdom. And this is why we must never lose hope, because despair is the whisper of weakness, but hope is the voice of faith. And God calls us to be hopeful, to trust that no matter how shattered things look, He is not finished with us. He is not done writing our story. He is not done arranging the scattered pieces into a destiny greater than we ever imagined. And history itself shows us this truth, because every prophet, every believer, every person of faith went through storms of confusion before reaching clarity. They faced rejection, hardship, isolation, suffering. Yet in all those trials, God was aligning their path to fulfill a greater purpose. And so it is with you. When you lose a job, when you face heartbreak, when you endure sickness, when you battle with loneliness, when you see no way forward, remember that the disarray you feel is not the end, it is the process. And processes are often messy before they are beautiful. A seed must break before it becomes a tree. The night must darken before the dawn, and chaos must rise before order is revealed. And God, the one who created the universe from nothingness, who brought light from darkness, who designed the planets to orbit with precision, is the same one who is guiding your life with exactness. Nothing in your story is random. Not a tear you have shed, not a struggle you have faced, not a failure you have endured. All of it has been allowed by God to shape you, to strengthen you, to prepare you for something greater. And though your heart may not understand now, one day you will look back and realize that what felt like chaos was actually the birthplace of your destiny, and what felt like confusion was actually the canvas of God's arrangement, and what felt like loss was actually the preparation for gain. So do not let your faith be shaken by the storms. Let it be strengthened. Do not let your heart collapse under the weight of confusion. Let it rise in trust. Do not let your hope die in the darkness. Let it shine brighter, knowing that God is the light who never disappears. And when the storm finally passes, when the confusion finally clears, when the scattered pieces finally come together, you will see that God was with you all along, turning your disarray into direction and your disorder into destiny. So hold on, remain steadfast, walk with patience, and never forget that God specializes in bringing order out of chaos. And your life, no matter how broken it seems, is in the safest hands it could ever be.